Coming to you while watching this beautiful Sunday sunset. It's Wend Wellness Nerd Out time! Happy Sunday, guys! Happy Wend Wellness Nerd Out time. And today we are going to be talking about one randomized control trial I was reading about today that showed that freeze-dried mango pulp supplementation for 12 weeks at 10 grams a day in obese men and women. There were 20 subjects, 11 men, 9 women, was able to actually reduce blood sugar levels in the end of it all. And that is super fascinating because mango has a lot of sugar, right? We think of a cup of cubed, sliced up, diced mango having 23 grams of sugar and only 2.6 grams of fiber, right? So our net carbs, we're not doing so great there. So how, if we're having that sugar, how is it going to lower our blood sugar at the end, right? Well, interestingly, mango contains a phytochemical known as mangiferin, which they think is responsible for this lowering in blood sugar that occurred at the end of this 12-week trial, because it slows the absorption of carbohydrates in the intestines. Now, having said that, during this study, they didn't have any reduction in weight or body composition. There was a slight reduction in waist circumference or hip circumference in the men and not the women, but both groups experienced a significant reduction in blood sugar at the end of the 12 weeks. Now, they don't really know all of the phytochemicals or all the compounds in mango that are responsible for its benefits, right? And mangiferin is something that, they've noticed, again, may slow absorption of carbohydrates in the intestines. But the point is, they're not sure, not just with mango, with about every food out there, exactly all the mechanisms and all of the types of phytochemicals and everything going on that is giving us these benefits that we reap every day by eating healthy foods in general that we can find in nature, right? And having a high sugar diet is not good, right? We don't want a high sugar diet, right? It promotes the production of fat. It promotes lipogenesis in the liver. We obviously don't want that. It's puts you at greater risk for developing neurodegenerative disease, cancer, all diabetes, all sorts of things, right? But that's majorly with processed, refined sugars. And, if you have just a stupid amount, copious amounts of sugar in your diet, right? Even if they're natural. Now, having said that, I didn't want to talk about this today because I'm saying, go get some mangoes. They're amazing. The point is, if you eat things you can find in nature, you don't have to know exactly all the benefits, all the B vitamins, what they all do for you. You don't have to know about thiamine deficiency playing a role in Wernicke-Korsakoff syndrome or anything, or what it plays a role in vision. You don't need to know anything really about nutrition. You just have to know that if you can't find it in nature, if you can't go kill it, pick it, extract it from an animal, drink it in nature, if you can't find it in nature, then you probably shouldn't be having it. And I should really say, well, you shouldn't be having it, to be honest. All right. And as far as supplements go, they should be extracts of things that are found in nature if you're going to supplement with anything, right? And we always get our nutrition from food first over supplements. Supplements are for added benefit or if we have deficiencies and things like that, right? But the point is, mangoes have sugar. How did they reduce blood sugar in the end? Aside from magnificent mangiferin, who the hell really knows, right? And it doesn't matter at all. It doesn't matter at all. The concept is, if you have natural sugar in moderation, it's okay. It may even benefit you, right? And we talked about the benefits of dark berries, for example, yesterday, and blueberries, right? And they've been shown to lower blood sugar as well over time, not to mention improved memory in the elderly, like we were talking about yesterday, the pterostilbene, anthocyanin content, yada, yada. Go check it out if you're interested. But, we're not going to understand exactly what all these foods are doing for us, but it makes sense to just eat naturally, to have things you can find in nature, and stay away from processed, refined, and flours, any processed foods under heat, safflower oil, the sunflower oil, all this kind of crap that you're not going to go just get in nature, right? And that's a big thing. So that's kind of what I wanted to talk about today, because so often, really, and another drive home point is, we worry about, oh, this many grams of sugar, it's this many calories, it's, and yeah, when you talk about muscle building and, burning fat and things like that, well, yeah, we want a lot of protein, we want a high healthy fat diet, unsaturated fat, right? And we want to be, promoting ketosis all the time and things like that. But when you talk about general health, just just eating things that we could find in nature, is gonna bode well for us. The way everything will interact with our body is natural, evolutionarily. We were meant to have these things, and so you might be able to have 2 pints of blueberries and not have spikes in blood sugar over time, because it's natural. Your body knows how to handle and process it, and it could even benefit you, right? So it's not so simple as counting macronutrients and things like that is kind of what I wanted to get into today. But pretty cool, I thought that was, that randomized control trial with mango showing it actually reduced blood sugar over 12 weeks in obese men and women alike. So who do we got on here today? We got Mikey. How you doing, Mike? What's up, my brother? Thanks for hopping on. Hope you're doing great. Judith, what's up, girl? How you doing? Thanks for tuning in. And Keith, what's happening? All right, thank you guys so much. We just beat the sunset here. I'm going to go get some dinner with Mom, my brother, and Mike at Mama Mia's. Actually, it's called Paisano now, whatever. It doesn't really matter. But you guys have a great rest of your night. Thank you so much, and we'll see you tomorrow. Happy Wend Wellness. Go eat something natural. Go pick something in your backyard tonight and eat it. You probably don't have enough food in your backyard to live off of, but you get the point. Have a good one. Thanks.